But I think that when we recorded good, we we kind of we started thinking, okay, we're going to make this sound like just a band playing in a room. We're going to make it, sound. We're not going to mess with the. We're not going to mess with the production much. We're going to keep it live sounding. We're not going to do a lot of overdubs. We're going to keep it something to where it sounds like four guys playing in a room.
Why did you want
And then
that
during
specifically? Why did you want that?
we just wanted real. We wanted it organic. We didn't want to like overproduce. We were always like, I think around the time there was a lot of bands. It was tempting to like just to add more stuff and to really stack the guitars, and you'd hear stuff about, oh, so and so did the cube. They took the 4 or 5 guitar cabinets and put the microphone in the middle, and they would stack. Like, you just wanted to keep it real. But I do remember, and some of this could be wrong. It could be my faulty memory. But we got to a point where we recorded everything, and we weren't in love with the drums sound. But then E had called us back and said, check this out. And he put triggers on a lot of the kick drum and snare were completely different. And it ended up sounding not like the band. And then I remember me being like, oh, that sounds pretty rad. And then Paul was like, no, it's not. It's not. And then Paul played me. I remember he pulled up to the back of the studio. We were showing up for like a mixing session. And he played me. It was either both these songs, or it was one song on one occasion and then the other one I'm remembering from a different time. But he was playing me some Rush song, like from 2112. And then I also remember him playing Jet by Paul McCartney. And he's like, listen to how natural and real the drums sound. And like, yeah. And he's like, if these guys aren't doing it, we shouldn't be doing it. And so I do remember saying, okay, Eve, we don't want any of this fake drum stuff. We want to just strip it back. And it ended up, working out. Bob's snare had that look sort of high, sort of pong, pong. And I got used to it. It's fine. But that's what his snare sounded like. There was also like a little bit of like a squeaking on his kick drum pedal I could hear, especially on a few of the songs on Election Year. I'll never be able to unhear it, but we left it because it was real, and it was just, that was how it was. We didn't have the money to go start over, so that was going to be, anyway. We kept it nice and clean, and but then come 3D Get Ready, I said, okay, short of triggering drums and that type of thing, we were like, let's get a little more, let's get a little more burly with the guitars, and we doubled stuff, and I even played some guitar on a few of the songs just to add another texture or whatever. It was stuff that we weren't going to do live, obviously, because we only had one guitar player. But for that, it is also for effect. We wanted 3 to Get Ready to be a little. We wanted it to turn up the drama a little bit. We wanted it to be, for as much as we could,
right,
playing this sort of fast, insane tempo pop punk or whatever. But we wanted it. We needed the urgency and the drama to come through, and so that's why we added. We stretched it a little bit with, and for us, it's not much. For it was like adding, doubling guitars, or the opening of the record is just Paul hitting a bass chord that lasts for 20 seconds or whatever. But that wouldn't have been something that would work on good, because we were in a different space. But I feel like that. Also whenever I hear that opening bass chord, it definitely. It for me, it sort of like sets the stage for the drama to come.
I was just thinking that too, and almost like when it starts and rings out, it's almost like I don't know, like sort of like a picking up the pieces, or like a, hey, we're continuing this. So just
Right,
give it a
right,
second.
It was like, give us a moment to exhale and collect our thoughts and let this ring out, and then get down to business.
Right.
But yeah. We definitely, I mean, it feels like a different band from Good to Three to Get Ready, and we, for all intents and purposes, we really felt like we were a different band, new band.
Now, did the title of the record, didn't Kirby, your wife, come up with that? Or, because wasn't she going to call a production company, Three to Get Ready Production? I just remember all this.
Yeah, her production company was going to be called All Right Already.
Okay, All Right Already. Okay.
But I do, like, we were, I don't know what the conversation was, but something about, I mean, and we're not all fans of, old 50s One for the Money, Two for the Show. It wasn't, but I just love the sound. I mean, I just like the sound of it. And also it works on a few different levels. It was, once I heard it, she threw it out there. But once I heard it, I was like, it was kind of done. I was like, this is what the record's called. That's it.
As for laying out the songs, I know that for Todd, for the longest time, that was kind of like his point of pride of like did Todd lay out the songs on Three to Get Ready? Yeah,
I'm sure. Like he's always the or at the very least, he's the one who is in charge of that, and then it's open to some deliberation. But no, he definitely, that's his thing. He said he's the set list guy, the live set list guy, and the album sequence guy. But yeah, he was. I'm positive that was his call, and we were like, I'm sure there wasn't much. It wasn't like any pushback on the order of the songs.
Are there like I mean, I'm sure you're proud of all of it, but are there like a few songs on there, or one song, or 5 songs, whatever you want to tell me, that like you're like, man, like I'm proud that I was the person that that sang on that and that helped create that.
Three to Get Ready is a tough one because I love most of the songs, and I think I mean, this was like before we got smart and started like tracking stuff with the click track, and the song. I mean, listening to it I don't know how we played that fast, or how we. I mean, some of the tempos are get off the rails, but that but maybe that's just how it speaks to the urgency of the music. But yeah, I do not love some of these songs the way that they were recorded, because I feel like they could have got reeled in a little bit, and we just could have been a little more, just a little better, just a little bit musically. But that's not what this record's about. I mean, the record is it's not about musicianship. It's not about like, playing in time, but it's more about the emotion and the message and all that. And so I'm proud of all of that. I'm proud of all of what the record's about and what's on there. And every time I make an album with any band, at the time that we're writing, at the time we're recording, I feel like I have an opportunity to say everything that I want to say. And so, and usually, and especially with Three to Get Ready, at the when we were done and when the songs were written and everything was sort of like mixed and in the can, I felt like, okay, this says everything I want to say. And so for that, I'm definitely proud of it at the time. And that's been kind of true moving forward with any other project I've done.
A few bands later, Carrie Nation took the stage.
Shortly after that, Judge, a band from New York, took the stage. Andrew and I left a few songs into their set. As I was leaving, Nelson introduced me to Greg Brown, Scott Sundahl, Paul T., and other members of a group known as the Orange County Sloth Crew. Eventually, they would nickname me Mushnik, which was a character I had been in a high school play. On the ride home, I had no idea that those people I had just met would become and would be the gateway to the best friends I would ever have.